If you have ever felt like you are not enough, you are not alone. Today we are talking about why teenagers struggle with self-love and what we can do about it. Hello there, fams. Welcome back to another episode on Faith's Teen Zone. If you are new here, you are welcome. I'm Faith, and if you are a returning subscriber, thank you guys and I love you all. So I'm going to be mentioning just 4 reasons why teenagers struggle with self-love, because I don't want to make the video too long. The first point that I put down here is social media comparison trap. Social media makes it so easy for us to compare our life with someone else's highlights. We see clear skin, the perfect relationship, the dream vacation, and we start thinking or comparing ourselves like, why can't we live like that? Why aren't we like that? Will I ever live like that? But the truth most people don't know, or let me say the truth that most teenagers don't know, is that most of the things you see on social media are edited. Some are staged, and most of them are just a little bit of reality that they are showing you. You don't even know their life behind the scenes. The second thing that I'm going to be mentioning is the pressure from society and school. From grades to appearance, from appearance to what people might say or think about you. What would society think of me? This thing that I'm doing, what will people say? What will people do? What? There is pressure everywhere. That's why we mostly struggle with self-love or loving ourselves, because we seek validation from people who don't even know, who are even lost like you are. School tells us we need to succeed. The society tells us we need to look perfect. And friends, sometimes they make us seem as if we are not even enough. And all this can make self-love feel impossible. But my advice to anyone or any individual growing up, whether you are in your teenage age or you are a young person still growing up, still finding your way in life, don't let society or friends deny you from self-love. Self-love is the greatest of all. When you love yourself, you see things will start changing for you. So moving on to the third point, negative self-talk. Negative self-talk was one of my biggest challenges then, because I'm always criticizing myself whenever I see my classmates going ahead of me in grades, or whenever I see my mates glowing, whenever I see them in the society, glowing in our neighborhood. So I start asking myself questions. Why am I like this? Why can't I be like others? Why am I different? So I started to tell myself that I'm different, making it impossible for me to love myself. I just love others the way they are doing their things, but I don't love myself the way I am, the way things are going for me. We are our own biggest critics. You know that little voice on our head? It can be cruel, trust me, because when it keeps telling you you are a failure, you cannot do anything right because you made a mistake or something, but because you created that voice or that mindset, it keeps telling you you are a failure, you cannot do it right. And the more we start telling ourselves those negative words, we start believing in it. The last point that I'm going to be mentioning is not knowing ourselves yet. As teenagers, we are still figuring out who we are. We are still discovering our likes and dislikes, our strengths and weaknesses. So don't make it seem as if it's a big deal that others are getting. No one in their teenage age got it right immediately. Everybody felt lost before they found out their strengths and weaknesses, their likes and dislikes, and even their purpose. So if you are feeling lost and you think that you are different from others, stop thinking that way. Without knowing who you are, loving yourself feels like trying to hug a stranger, like someone you don't know, just trying to hug that person. But the more you do it, the more you get used to it. Now the important question is, how do you start, or how do we start building self-love? That's what this channel is all about. We identify the problems and find solutions to it. So how do we start loving ourselves, or how do we start building self-love? Let me share with you the practical ways on how I built my self-love. And let me tell you something, self-love is not something that you magically wake up with. You have to work on it. You have to be consistent on it. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. It takes months. It took me like over 1 to 2 years before I built that strong self-love with myself. So you have to work on it. It's a process. You have to put your time, your effort. It won't work out immediately. You can just take it as a skill. You can just take it as learning a new skill. You can start small. It won't just happen overnight. Here is what I did that helped me build self-love years back. I had to limit how I compare myself with people online and also with my friends. Comparing yourself is, I said it in my other video, that comparing yourself with people or your friends is a joy killer. You are different. People are created in their own way. Bodies are created in their own way. I usually compare myself with people who have, because I'm slim, I'm very slim. Yeah, I'm inverted triangle body shape. So if I see my other friends who have these perfect curvy shapes, I usually compare myself with them, because some of my clothes don't usually fit in very well then, because I don't know how to style my body type then. So I compare myself with them because they have this fitting body and all that. But here's what I did. I had to go online, do research about my body type, because I realized that bodies are built differently. So I had to go online, and I had to go online to find out my body type. So I didn't even know that I am an inverted body shape. So that's when I realized that I'm an inverted body shape, and I also learned how to style my body shape. Also learn the kind of things I should avoid and the things I should wear, and that built my self-love. And since then I started loving my body the way it is and realizing that bodies are built differently. You just have to know your body type and style it very well. That's just it. Another thing that helped me build my self-love is those negative words that I usually tell myself. I will ask myself, will I tell my friend this? Will I tell my friend that? When I want to tell myself, Favor, you are not enough. You are not enough. Your body is not enough. Your shape is not enough. Your grade is not enough. I ask myself, this thing that I'm telling myself now, will I say it to my best friend? Can I say it to my best friend? Or can I tell it to my seatmate? No, I can't. Because I don't want her to be offended. So I ask myself, if I don't want others to be offended, why will I tell myself those words to offend myself? So self-love starts within. It starts with what you tell yourself. So if you know those words, those negative self-talk that those little voice on your head usually tells you whenever you make mistake or whenever you mess up, if you know that you cannot say it to a friend, don't even try using it on you. So moving on to the next point, let me mention the third one that helped me. I started trying new things. If you start trying out new things, because you are still discovering yourself, you are still figuring out who you are. So you had to start trying new things before you find out what lights you up. I'm still trying, that I'm on camera talking to you doesn't mean that I have figured it out. No, I know what lights me up. Not that I don't know, as I know what lights me up, but there are more, because I know that I'm born to do more. I was born to do more. So I'm still figuring out other things that also lights me up, like writing, reading, and other things. So try new things, try new hobby, try new skills for you to know what lights you up. Because when I started sewing, I never knew that. Okay, I knew I had passion for sewing. So when I started trying it out, I started figuring out other things that is made up on that makes up sewing. So I realized it's and realizing that sharing my thoughts with others lights me up. That's why I'm on camera talking to you. So I told you that I'm going to be mentioning a few, so let me mention this last one. But if you want more on this topic on how you can start loving yourself, I just don't want to make the video too long. So I'm going to mention this last one. So if you are interested on knowing more on how to build self-love, you can tell me below. You can tell me down in the comment section so I can make another video of it, because there are lots of ways you can develop self-love. So the last one is surround yourself with people who lift you higher. See, if you have friends that talks down on you, if your circle feels that you are weird, if your circle feels that you are stupid, if your circle that you are keeping feels like you are dumb, girl, guy, you are not going anywhere, because you are not going to love yourself, because they are constantly telling you how dumb and stupid you are, which you are not. Try surround yourself with people who uplift you. If your friend doesn't tell you good things, or if your friend doesn't point out the good in you, it's time to detach yourself from those people, because they will drain you emotionally, physically, and drain you out of your self-love. Because the more you get used to those words, the more you start believing in it. So you have to start surrounding yourself with people who love you, who point out the good in you, even when you feel down. People who uplift you when you are feeling low, your lowest time. You have to fill yourself with people who loves you, who loves themselves. Because if you surround with people who doesn't love themselves, the more they say negative things about themselves, one day you will start believing it. So what I'm saying is, you should surround yourself with people who know what it means to be loved, not people who point out your wrongs always. Even if you're not wrong, one day you start believing in it. So stop doing that. Detach yourself from those kind of friends. Fill your circle with people who love you, who will tell you the good in you. You don't have to be perfect to be worthy of love, especially your own. You just have to start with small steps. And remember, you are enough exactly as you are. Don't let anybody talk you out of who you are, out of who you were meant to be. Don't use because you want to fit in. And start being quiet, the quiet girl or the quiet boy that you are not. And start doubting yourself. If you are somebody who doesn't doubt themselves, because people are constantly telling you your wrongs and all that, you start feeling low of yourself, start having self-doubt. I'll talk about self-doubt later. So you are enough. Always know that you are enough. You don't even need any perfection. Nobody is perfect except God. Nobody is perfect. So if anybody tells you that you are not enough, tell them that you are more than enough. Tell them that you are more than enough. So the truth is, I'll be honest, loving yourself takes practice. It takes time. It doesn't show up overnight. So you have to practice and practice and practice. I don't say most times you get overwhelmed and tell yourself things, but when you realize yourself, when you calm down, talk to yourself. You have to just keep practicing even when you fail. Stand up again, do it. You just have to start today. Drop one thing you love about yourself in the comments. Let's fill this space with positivity. So if you're a teen and you want a safe space where you can share your thoughts without being judged, or you need an advice, I think here is a safe space where you can be. You can ask any question and I am here. We are here to answer, because there are other people who wants answers to so many questions. So I think with all this, we have come to the end of this video, and I hope this video is helpful to you. Remember, your growth starts with just one small step. Let's take it together. Don't forget to subscribe and join our community. If you are ready to make a change, start right now. Like this video, share it, and be a reason someone else grows today. Alright fam, I have shared my thoughts. So now it's your turn. Comment below. Let's talk about anything you feel like sharing with us, or any point that I have missed out. I'll be listening, and let's continue the conversation down below. See you in my next one. Bye. Love you all.